So let's get to the materials that we are going to be needing for bead embroidery. Okay, so I'm going to be making a finger ring. So for the center of the finger ring, I'm going to be using a coin. So this is a real coin, and I'm going to be doing my embroidery around this coin. So to begin with, take any center that you will need. Say it could be a I'm using a coin. It could be any material. So it could be stone, anything which has a flat backing is good enough. So you can use that. Usually it's called cabochon, and it comes in different sizes and colors and stuff, but I'm using this one. So what I've done is I've stuck this on to a backing material here. This backing material is a stiff felt. See, this is very stiff, and also it's easy for the needle to go through this, so that's why this is used. And this I make it myself, so this is not store bought. So I've taken a small piece and stuck it on. So to stick it, you should use some nice adhesive which will stick permanently, and it will be more strong and nice. So you see, I've just put it on and stuck it, and after about say 12 or 24 hours you can use it. So it's better, it's not necessary that you have to wait so long, but it's better that it sticks properly before we move on. And then for bead embroidery, we will need beading needle. So I have beading needles, 2 needles, just because I can I don't have to get up and grab more needles when I need them. So usually for beading I use size 10 or size 12 depending on the size of beads that I'm going to be using. So since this is a finger ring, I also will be needing a finger base. So this is the finger ring base that I'm going to be using. And to back up all the embroidery, we will need this faux suede. Okay, so this is called faux suede. This is nice and soft, and it will be used for the backing. And next is, if stationery supplies is, I've just got this kind of a ruler to make the cutting. Okay, so you can use it or you can use any round object, and I've got a pencil also. So what I do is, see, now when I'm going to embroider, I'm not going to cut it, but when I finish embroidering, I'm going to cut it in a round shape. So while cutting that, I use this circle. And even the same way, when I'm going to be cutting the backing also, I'm going to be using this circle template to make a circle and get it. And then in stationery, we'll also need some kind of a scrap paper like this, which is nice and thick. Okay, you see, it is nice and thick like this, because these things are quite soft. So this also and this also is soft. So to make it nice and sturdy, we are going to be putting a piece of paper inside all this. It's going to be well hidden, so it's a nice any thick paper like from an invitation or stuff like that. So these are all the stationery items that you will need. Now let's go to the beads. Beads, I've just pulled out a lot of beads, in shades of gold and red, and there is some pearls also here. Okay, but I may not be using all of them. I may be using only some of them. Sometimes I might use all of them, but just keeping it around, so that as I design, if I feel the need to, then I can add more colors. But this is the color combination that I'm looking for today, some red and gold and silver to match with the coin that I have. So I'm thinking it's going to give a nice vintagey feeling. So look, sorry, not feeling, nice vintage look. So I'm thinking these colors will suit. And I have beading thread. The beading thread that I use is this is Nymo beading thread, size D. And then I have some thread wax because for waxing the thread. So these are all the supplies you need, and then now we'll go ahead to how to start our work. Okay, let's begin the embroidery. So to begin, like I told you, I put on some nylon thread on my needle, and there is no need to make a knot at the back here. So what we do is, like in other embroideries, like how you hide your knot at the back, so you can just bring up your needle from the back anywhere from away from where you are going to start. Okay, so just leave a little bit of tail here. See, this is the small tail that I have. So leave a little bit of tail and just go back once again, And if you wish to, you can even knot this up. These two things, you can just make a small knot at the back, just because for you to feel secure. Otherwise, if we do the same stitch multiple times, that like running stitch once or twice, if you do that also, you can continue like that. So I'm just going to be making another one or two passes, just so that it is nice and secure. So once it's nice and secure, so because this is a circle, what you need to, you can start from anywhere, right? So I'm going to bring my needle from the back to the front, like very close to the let me show you. Okay, see, this is the needle, so I'm bringing it like kind of very close but not too close, because we need to have space for the beads here, right? So you can't take it right to the edge of the this coin that I'm using, so just a little bit away. So bring your thread out like that and pick up two beads. So see, at this juncture, you can use any beads of your choice. So usually round seed beads are a good choice in the beginning, because it will sit nicely around the round shape that you are using. So I have picked up two beads, and see, it does, you cannot embroider like this. Okay, so what you have to do is, you have to bring your beads down like this, and then put it down against the piece, or against, in my case I'll be saying it's a coin, so put it against the coin like this, push your beads towards the end. Okay, see, push your beads towards the end, and your needle must go right after this bead here. Okay, can you see here? It should go right after the bead, not very far, not very close, but it should be just right after the bead. Let me wear my magnifying glasses, because makes it easier for me to see my work. Okay, so you will be putting your needle right. See, you have to place your thread like this. I think because it's black thread and black backing, it's a little difficult, I think. Let me bring it a little closer, or maybe zoom in a little bit more. Okay, yeah. So insert your needle in this way that I'm showing. No, just poke it right through. Don't do this. Okay, if you do this, it will go somewhere else. So poke it right through next to the bead like this, and bring it out. Sorry, take it down like that. Okay, when you take it down, your bead will be sitting next to each other like this. And then it's not over. Again, what we have to do is, again bring your needle back to where you started with the bead, and then come back through the same two beads again. Okay, I think what I will do is, I will change the color of the thread so that it is more visible, I think, or or should I continue? I'm not sure. If it's nice and visible, then okay, I'll go ahead with this now. And also, I want to tell you, if you have a square piece of backing and you're going to use it, it's going to be disturbing. So what, your threads are going to get caught. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to cut them into a round, not very to the edge, just in these edges like this, so that your threads don't get caught up in that. Okay, so now when this is out away, see, these things are more roundish now, and it is easy for you to do your work. So now that our needle has come up again you will pick up two beads. Okay, bring your beads down. So this movement, every time you have to do this, otherwise you won't. See, hold your thread like that. See, this is the thread, right? So I'm holding it away. I'm going to push my beads a little bit to sit properly, not too tight, and I am going to put my needle right down beside the bead, or not beside, sorry, in front of the bead. Once it's come down, now we have to again make sure that it's nice and tight. So come back 3 beads and go through the 3 beads once again. Okay, so each step is done like this only. So you have to add 2 beads, pick up 2 beads, bring it down, okay, and place your beads nice next to each other like this, and your needle will go from the top to the bottom like this, not like this. Like I want to tell you that again and again. Let it go down like this. Bring it out, sorry, take it down, again bring it up 3 beads back, and go forward 3 beads. So it's like the back stitch that we do in embroidery, it's the same, but here we are adding beads. And in a rush, don't think you can add 3 beads at a time and finish your work quickly. I have done that too, but then the shape of the beads don't sit well if you do that. Okay, so it's better that you take your time and do it, so that the final effect will be very unique and neat. Don't pull your embroidery sorry, don't pull your thread also too tight, because by pulling it too tight you are not going to make it any more stronger. As it is, the nylon thread is a strong one, and you're going to be running through these beads once again after we finish the complete circle, so there is no need to for you to pull at each step. Keep it nice and smooth. The beads should sit comfortably next to each other, not pushed against each other. Even if it's a little far, a tad bit far, it's okay, but then do not make it too tight. So I'll just show you an example of what I mean, where what you should not do. Okay, so if you're going to pick up 2 beads, and if you're not going to make this judgment of where to put your needle, and if you think you can simply put, oh, I know this is where it's going to be, and then if you put it like this down, anyway, I'm going to bring it back, I'm just showing you. See, if you put it down like this, see, your beads are ending here and your thread is here. Okay, so that's not the correct thing to do. So I have to actually go 3 beads, but I came 4 beads, so it's that does not matter. Okay, see, when you pull, what will happen, see, when you pull, no, this gap will come here, because you made that stitch far away, so your beads will tend to pull that much, so which is a wrong move, and you will get some gap here which we don't want. Now in this, somehow I will go ahead, but you should not be doing that. Again, pick up 2 more and try to keep your beads next to the ring as well as next to your beads, and just go down comfortably like this, and back 3 beads and into the 3 beads again. So this is called a back stitch. Okay, it's in embroidery based back stitch, in bead embroidery also this is called as a back stitch. So we'll do this all around, and I forgot to tell you that this is size 8 beads. So we'll do this all around till we reach here, But one very important point that you should know is your bead count should be an even number. Okay, if it's only an even number, then we can add further layers on this. Otherwise, if you have odd numbers, we cannot do the stitch. So remember, as you add, when you're coming closer, just count your beads and adjust according to that. Supposing you feel, you're running short or running more, so you can make a little adjustments in the bead stitching, so that you will get an even number at the end of your round. And when I finish this, I will show you how we are going to do the next one. So now I've completed one full circle. So as you can see, yeah, there could be a little bit of gaps here. So this is fine enough, because we are going to be building more on this. So it doesn't matter. It's not actually that bad, but this is the effect that you should be getting. So once you finish the circle, now since my thread is over, I'm going to wind up this thread and add new thread. See how to wind up the thread is, see, when you brought back your thread to the back side, what you have to do is you just have to run it through the material like this, and like just like how in embroidery you make knots, you can make knots like that. So go back into this loop that we have made and make a knot. So if you have more thread, you can make more knots, but since I have less thread, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pass the thread 2 or 3 times up and down, so that my work will become nice and tight now. I mean, the thread will now be nicely inside the, because anyway we are going to be backing up with another suede material, so it's going to be safe, and we are also going to be putting glue on this, so your thread is quite safe. But make sure that you make at least one knot at least before you finish your thread. So this is good enough. So now I can cut this thread off. Now to add new thread, so this time I'm taking a kind of sage green color embroidery thread. No, for no particular reason, just because this color will not be an hindrance to what we are going to do further. So to add new thread also, we have to start from the back again. So here also again you can start by making by passing your needle through this, and if you want to, which is not absolutely necessary, but because if we are paranoid about leaving the thread without tying it up, we can tie it up at the back also. Otherwise you have to just pass your thread 2 or 3 times in your felt backing, and then that would be sufficient. Okay, once you're done that, you can also do this, what I tell you. See, now this one, just in random places you just bring your needle out like this, because these places are all going to be hidden in the embroidery, right? So you don't have to bother that it's something is going to be out of place or something. So just you could do that one also. So when you finish, now we are going to add the next round. To add the next round, I'm going to take a bead smaller than this. So this is size 8. I think what I have here is yeah, these are not, I don't know what size it could be 11 or even 10. So smaller than that. Okay, so that is what I'm looking for. So I could have taken gold, or I could have even put some silver also. So maybe silver would have suited here, or it's going to go on top of this. So let me see. So these are the choices that's left to you, that you have to make for yourself. Let me bring it a little close. Okay, so I think I won't use the gold. I think I'll use silver here. Mm, that's these are the choices that are quite difficult to make. But I think silver will choose more. Because we are already be going to use a lot of gold in the other parts. So I'm just going to change my bead and I'm going to start with silver. And again, this one is a little smaller than the beads that we are already using. Okay, now where you have to bring up your beads is in between one of the beads that we just did now. Okay, so bring your thread outside. If you are continuing, you would you would bring your needle out of one of the bead like this. Okay, now pick up only one of this small bead, only one, and skip one bead in the base. See, your thread is coming out of this one now, so skip one bead and go into the next. And make sure that you pull your bead up like this. Don't let your bead fall like this. So this is not what we want. Don't let your bead be flat like this. We want the bead to go up there. So give it a pull towards the center of your piece, that is towards the coin here, so that it sits up like that. And also when you hold the thread, also make sure you hold it in that same direction. So pick up another bead, skip one in the base and pull, and make sure again that this bead also sits on top of the red bead and not to the side. So you will continue like this by skipping one bead in the base each time. You will continue till the end all around. So because we are going to be adding these beads in in alternate or by skipping one, that is why I said you should have an even number. See, at this juncture it should look like this. Okay, it should be nice and tight. Do not leave it loose. If you leave it loose, your thread can be seen and the beads also can go flat. We don't want it flat, we want it to be on the red beads. Okay, see, when you pull like this, you just have to give a little push to your bead to go up like that, and then it will naturally sit in that place. Skip one, go into the next one. Don't make it loose. See, here it should be like this. Now this should be also done all around once again till you come to the starting. Okay, I'll see you when I'm in the ending now. So I've reached the ending here now. Only one more bead that I have to add. So you see, my work at this will be like this. So to add the last bead and begin the next round, this is how we do it. Pick up your last bead. So now we are going to skip this one and go into the red bead, isn't it? That is your bead that you have to go into. At the same time, you will go into the first bead that you added in this round, like this. So this method or this move is called as a step up. Okay, so we are going to be going one step up, so that it's called as a step up. You will go into the bead on the base and into the bead that you added in this round, and your work will be like this at this point. Now in the next step it is more easier because we are just going to be adding one bead each in between what you have done now. So that's more easier. Just take one bead each the same bead, or if you prefer a change of color, you can even do a change of color, but here I'm not going for a change of color, I'm just using the same bead and same size, also same bead, same size. See, this row looks like this. Yeah, it will look a little apart, but in the next step it will all come together. So I'll do this all around till I reach the starting place again. Okay. Here I've come to the end of this round where I have to add the last bead here. See here now. Okay, so I've added this one, and now one more bead that I have to add into the last, or the starting bead. And to move up, like I told you, the step up is go into the bead that you have to go through, and then also in the bead that you added in this round. So you'll go through two beads, and with that we'll finish this round, and then you have to give it a nice pull. Okay, when you give it a nice pull, it will kind of sit in, it will all come together like this. And if you feel you want to make it a little more firm, okay, you can go through the same step once again. Whatever you did just now, you can go through the same thing once again, so that there will be two layers of thread here, and it will be more strong, for you, because there's only one a line of the nylon. If you think it's not enough, so usually it is enough. But if there's going to be something that's going to be handled rough, so for instance, this is a finger ring, maybe it will be on the hand, and it could be used roughly, right? So in this case you can go for one more round also. So in this one more round, you can pass through as it is like this, or what we can even do is we can add one more round of size 15 beads. Okay, not even size 11, smaller than this. So this red is 8, this is around size 11 or 10, and the one that you're going to use should be smaller than this. Only then, see this one, you can see there is a little bit, there's a little bit of gap here like this. So to make it flat against the piece that you're using, against the this coin, if you use size 11 beads, it will fit in nicely. Okay, so if you don't have, we can go ahead with this also, we can stop here. But since this also will give a pretty effect, so not that it is not pretty, so it will. But if you have size 11, all we can also use that. So for the time being, let me just put in these gold beads, that I have, and I'll see how it goes. If I think that suits, then I think I will make one more circle with the gold beads. So maybe if I put in like this, will it suit? So just putting it on. So if I don't want, I can remove it. Okay, so this is just the third layer of stitching in the alternate. So I don't know if I like this look. Let's do one or two more. Maybe it will, it might be good. Okay, so I'm going ahead and adding one more layer of this gold, which seems to be a little smaller than what I've used for silver. So because these beads have got no size, I cannot tell you the size, but I will tell you it's a little bit smaller than the silver color beads that I'm adding. So even in that beads also find thinner ones. All the beads will not be even, right? Sometimes the beads will be big and small even in one bottle. That is, if it is not a branded bead, the beads can be a little bit of varying sizes. So you can use that as your advantage and take the smallest that you find in your bead bottle, and use that in this place. So I'm now liking the look of it because it's sitting like it's more flat against the coin, and it's not hiding more of the coin also. So I think this is a good choice. And even in this stack of gold color beads, I am choosing the smallest ones that I can find, because this jar of beads has no number, and then they're all of different sizes, but the quality is good. But yeah, there's no number. It's not a branded bottle of bead. Okay, see, this is what I am now getting, and I think I like it like this. Go through all of them once again. Not Yeah, pick up a bead each time and do the same thing, no, alternatively. In the same way, when we are going to do the last bead also, so you are going to go into the silver bead, that's your last bead, and then you are going to go into the first gold bead that you added. So that ends the round. That is the step up, and that ends the round. See, now it's more like this. Okay, so this is the time when I think I want to go around all this once again, just to make sure that it's nice and sturdy. So that's the only reason for this. As it is, the nylon thread is nice and strong, but sometimes, yeah, we always need to be sure. So I'm just going to go around once. So I know that I started here, somewhere here, so I will come back to that and proceed to the next round. Then I'm doing the same move as we did for adding the beads, but here I am not adding the beads. I'm just going through both of them like this. Definitely there will be a little change when you do the second round, actually, because there is more thread inside the bead hole, isn't it? So the beads will be nice and tight, and they will also sit nice and flat against the piece that we are making. Okay, so I assume I have come one full circle, and this is where we are. Okay, so it's nice and tight, and we can even stop our work here and then make it into a ring. But I'm going to add one more line because I like all those antique color looking beads. So just moving away these smaller beads so that we can go ahead with the other ones. Okay, now at this point, now we have to take this thread here. Okay, so it has to go there. So in order for that to go there, what you will do is you will pass it through the beads. You will pass it through the beads like this, and then into the next bead also here on in the base, and put your needle, go through. Okay, now this is done. To add your next round of beads, or at this place we have a lot of design choices. Now what was important was to make a casing for the center part. Okay, now the casing is nice and tight and good. So now we have the design option of making whatever we want around this. Okay, you can add pearls, you can add square beads, you can add crystals, any shape of beads in order to accommodate the circle. So all that is possible. But for now, because somehow I feel for the look of this, I want to add these antique color, these beads, right? So I want to add those here. So let me get them out because I wanted to match it along with the coin that I have here. So I'm going to just take out a few of these. Are also again size 8. I'm not going to use silver. I'm just going to use two color of the um, bronze color. Okay, no, this gold, it's not actually bronze. So one of them looks like bronze, the other one is like a dull gold. So what is important is not the color of the beads or what I am. The important is to see how we are doing this work. So that's why I'm not paying much attention to these beads that I want to show you. Anyway, these are size 8 beads in two different colors, somewhat antique looking colors. Okay, now my thread is at the back, so I'm going to bring it up again because we are going to be making more rounds of beads. So we are going to be putting one round of bead all around once again here. So bring your needle up very next to the red color bead, but there must be some gap because you need to accommodate the beads also, so isn't it? So this time I think I will add alternatively one of this and one of the um, more antique and one of the less antique gold. So put on the two beads, and then okay, same way like how we did the first row. Okay, okay, so I'm going to be adding these two colors alternatively. Where's that? One of this and one of this. So they're all a little different sizes. I'm trying to pick out the correct size. Again, take two more beads and put your needle right after the second bead, bring it down, go back 3 beads and come out of the 3 beads. Okay, so this is what we'll continue doing again all this round. And when you end your finish your thread, you can end it like I showed you before, and then you can but I'm not happy with the sizing of the beads. See, some of them are different shapes and these are of different shapes. So if that doesn't bother you, we can continue, but I feel, I think I should use any one kind of bead only here, because this is not nice. So I'm just going to pull them, I'm going to take them away, and I'm going to add only one color of bead here now. So I've now completed one full round of this anti-color beads, and as you see there, since the beads are not even, you can see that they are not looking very pretty. So one of the ways to solve that is to put more strands of thread into the beads. So instead, what you do is you just take your thread through all the beads once or twice, so that a lot of thread will fill into the holes of the bead, and then they will be little more better than what it is now. So this is the second um, pass of thread that I'm adding, because I want to make sure that this row of beads that I put on is nice and pretty, and I don't want it to all be standing apart like that. So by doing this, we are going to straighten out the beads somewhat, okay? And even if you want to do it once more also, you can do it. The more strands of thread that is inside the beads, the more proper the beads will stay in place. So that's the meaning behind doing this step. And also, to get it more round also, you can do this. So even when we did the red one, the first time, even there we can add another round of thread only. Okay, so this is much more better than what it was when I started. So I'm going to stop it here now, and this could just be enough. Also, we could continue to add the back of the ring, and we can stop it here. So this will be this big. So anything more also we can add. So for this one, what I have is a little more of pearls. I have these very small pearls, so I thought, let me add one layer of pearls on this gold color beads, to see if it is going to give it a little depth. But if you're doing the earring, you don't have to do this, of course. But since this is a finger ring, and I like big finger rings, so I thought, let me add it and see. If I like it, I'll keep it. Otherwise, if I don't like it, I'm going to remove it. So all of them are work like this, all my work, because I plan and design as I go. So I don't there is nothing ready as such, no ready design as such. So with all the materials that is available with me, I go making it like this. So I don't know if this is what I will like, but let us give it a try. So it's going to look like this. Yeah. Maybe I can keep it, I think, because I've never made any ring or pendant with pearls, I think so. So I think I will like it. So this also I'm adding alternatively, like how we did the earlier rows, like that I'm adding alternatively. Yeah, but one thing I have to be sure, that these beads are even number. Okay, so if the beads are not an even number, maybe I will have a problem in the ending. Now since I've already added, i I have to check it also. So hopefully it is even. If it's not even, then there will be a design lapse will be there. So in one place you might find two pearls together. That's what is going to happen. And now, since I've already added the beads, I have no patience to go through that again. But anyway, see, this is how it's looking. Hmm? Hmm, I think I like it, so I think I'll keep it. But only thing, I'll have to make sure whether this is an even number. If it's not an even number also, so let me show you what is the problem that will happen if it's not an even number also, right? So let's go ahead with that. So it will be a lesson for me also to always count the beads, or to keep to have a design in mind before we even start doing something. It helps, but then what is the problem in also designing as you go? Hmm? So this is it. I'm going to add one all around, and but I also have to make sure that these beads, see, I'm pushing them with my finger so that they will be sitting up like that. And also when I pull, you see, when I pull, I'll pull it towards the thing so that it will stay there. See, if you don't do that, the beads will come down like this. Okay, see, they will be like this. No, I don't want this one. No, I want them to be up here because it will give a little more depth. So I'm going to just give that a pull and make them all. They all will be up, sitting up like this. Okay, let me finish this and get back to you. Yeah, so I just got a bit lucky, and there were even number of gold beads. So I was able to put the pearls also in even numbers like this. Okay, so this is how it looks now. Um, and at this stage, again, if we want to make, we can make more layers above this. So put one more layer of pearls or even any other color bead. Also, we can add here in order to make it your special one. If you want to stop it here, what we have to do is, because the you can see the pearls are all not in an even shape, no. So what you have to do is, you have to take the only the thread again in the same path that you did just now, and use it to make it stand up straight correctly. Or other choices are, we can add some more beads here. See, any other beads we can add in order to even make it more beautiful. So let me see if I want to add this one. This is a kind of a small tubular beads. These are called, the shape of them are called delicas. Okay, so anything can be added, but I'm just going to try and see if that looks good in this place. Now here, just a few beads. Okay, let me put it to my right side. Yeah, so I'm just going to check out and see if this is going to be good, and if I will keep this or not. I'll add a little and see whether it suits. See, this is how it is. I think I will keep it. Gives it a more even look. And so if you are doing the earring, it need not be as big. If you want, of course, we can still have big earrings. So if you can stop at any level, any place, once you have done the center part. I think I like the look of this one because more even. So once I finish this round, I'm going to go through this once again because this is, you see, the top layer of the ring, and I feel, we should like make it a little more sturdy. What happened to this? Oh. And if you notice, see, whenever I pull, I will pull it towards the center, not away from the center. So I'll finish this and then I'll see you later. So I finished one round of the gold beads in between the pearls also, and see, this is how it looks now. Yeah, and I'm like now quite happy with the finish here. It looks nice and even. And also after finishing, I made one more pass with the thread all around it also. Okay, so like this we can design it, and here again there are more chances of still making it higher up. You can add more beads here to make it into excuse me, to make it into picots and stuff, but for this I'm going to stop it here, and I'm going to take the thread down. So my ring will be only so much, and then I'll add the edging to that. So first, now I have to take this thread down. To take this thread down, like we did before, you have to pass it through the beads in the lower level at an angle like this. Okay, and then go down. Okay, at this point, when you turn here, I want you to make sure that all your threads are in the center when they are ending. Okay, so even that I should have been a little more careful. I should have brought it inside. So this is what it is, and it's done. Now at this point, we don't have to cut this thread off. You can keep it to do the outside edging also, but in most cases, what I like is, I like to finish off this here because when I'm doing the edging for anything, whether it's a pendant or any bead embroidery edging, if it's not attached to the main part of the piece, then it's easy for us to remove and change it. And then, even if a bead gets broken in the side or something like that, we can remove the edging easily without any causing any damage to the other part of the piece of your jewelry. Okay, so that's why it's better to keep them separately. So I'm going to finish this thread. I'm going to end this thread here like this, and what I will do is, I will be just bringing it up and just leaving the thread alone. Later I'll cut it off. But why I'm going to keep this is because when I start doing the edges, now supposing I don't have any design in mind, and I want to then decide something. So instead of adding a new thread there, I'll use the same thread to check the design. Okay, otherwise I don't need this. I've made enough knots at the back also. So what I need to do is, I'm just going to bring up the needle here. Why I have to keep it up is because down we are going to stick and make the thing, isn't it? So just in any one place, I'm just going to bring the needle out like this, and it will be hanging down. Okay, you can keep the needle or you can keep only the thread. So whatever, then afterwards we can do the rest of it. So now this is over. Before that, I'll just clear off the beads, because that is a good practice. Once it's done, it's better to clear your table off with all the things, because it's going to really mess up with lots of beads and stuff like that. Okay, now comes the most important part of setting up this thing. So this has to be cut now, and then after that I will show you how we are going to proceed. Okay, so let me bring in the stuff that we need for this. I'm just going to take off this needle from here because I don't want to lose the needle. So only the thread will be hanging from there. When I want, I'll put on the needle. Okay, now this piece, the next part is now to put the backing for this, right? So we need that suede that I told you, and we need this piece of paper, okay? And then we need this anything circle. Okay, the most important thing now is to decide how to cut it. So how much should you cut it? So this piece is there, right? So now I should not cut it even like this. I'll need to cut it a little more bigger so that when when I actually cut and finish my work, it will be it will be easy, it will be the correct size that we want. So don't cut it, so don't cut the suede exactly to this size. Cut it a little bit bigger, though it looks like, see, this would be a perfect size, right? So what I was telling is, see, this suede we are going to cut. See, there are two parts, two sides. This is the back, this black color is the back side. This is the right side. This is the side that will be shown outside in the jewelry. Okay. So when we cut it now, I think I will, okay, go back a little. Okay. So it's there like this now. So the biggest one only suited mine, right? Okay, I think I'll need to do bigger than this. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, I need a something bigger than that. So I'm just going to place my finger. I'll take a white pencil if I can. Okay, this one. Though I'm marking it so much, when I'm cutting, I'll cut it. I'll cut it a little bit bigger. Okay, not enough. It's not seen properly. That's because of this. I think if we use the chalk that tailors use, I think it will be more. Okay, so this is better. Now to cut this also, you better keep a sharp pair of scissors. Okay, if you cut with any blunt scissors, you will get pieces hanging out, which is not good. So to begin with, I'm just going to take off this piece from here first. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I got the backing. Now I also need this paper also, isn't it? So this paper thing can be a little smaller than what we need. Okay, so it need not be as big as that. So I'm going, this is the size of the ring, isn't it? So I'm going to take one size lesser than that, and I'm going to just take one small piece of, only one small piece. Okay, so this one also, cut it into, in this one, this circle, you can cut it to the size of the circle that you have drawn, because this is going to go inside a little bit away from the edge, so it doesn't matter even if it is a little smaller. Keep this circle, so this will go under this here. And before that we have to cut this one. So for this one, there's no need to draw a circle as such, but if possible, you can do like that, but I don't know that there is no place to draw the circle. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to just do a rough cutting only. So always cut it a little away from the circle that you actually want, because we can trim it later, but in the enthusiasm of cutting, in this enthusiasm, if we cut it too close, then you'll cut your thread, embroidery thread that you all did at the back also, so it will be a complete waste of work. See, Now you see all my threads, are inside the work. Okay, that you have to be very careful. I could here also I could have done a little more better job of keeping it inside. This my tail thread is still hanging here. So now I'll go back and do the trimming. Okay, that trimming also very carefully. No need to go too much into the edge, because once we make the edging, the border for this will of course get hidden. So do not attempt to make it smaller than what it is. So go slow. This is a very crucial step. Okay, because if you lose any thread, or if you lose any surface, then you won't be able to do anything at all with this. See now, see, I think I'm very in the edge here. So it's okay that we anyway we are going to glue it, so it won't come out. So see, so much. hmm, Even this is a little too much, maybe because the embroidery threads are little far away. I'm going to cut it a little. Otherwise, if we do the edging, it will be seen a little bit. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, so much is enough. Okay, so much, if it is visible in the side, it's enough, because when we stitch it, it will get hidden in that. Fine. And like I told you, see, this paper piece should go right inside. It need not be right to the edge. There can be a little gap at the side there. So so that we are going to be stitching here only, not on the paper, right? So this much is enough. Even a little bit smaller than this also is good enough only. Okay, so I think a little bit smaller is more better. So I'm just going to give it a trim. This is going to be inside the ring, so now it doesn't matter, even if it is not in shape. What we need is a little thicker backing for the ring. That's all. That's the point. Okay. Okay. So this we are going to put it like this. The shape need not matter. I mean, never mind, even if it is little not so good also. The third step is to cut this correctly, or like I told you, cut it a little more, because you know when we want it we can trim it, but if you already cut it too much to the edge, you can't do anything at all. This one, and this goes like this. See, it's bigger than what it is, but that's how I want it, because now I'll trim it properly to the proper shape. See, this one should be at the back, and this one is goes like this, so it has to be nice and proper. So there's one thing that we can also do. First we can stick it, and then later we can trim it, so that it will be more correct. Then it will be correct for us to place everything back up. Okay, so first step is to stick this on first. Then after that we'll put the ring base, and then we'll stick this. Then I'll show you how we are going to do that. Okay, so here the first step is to put some glue for this and to stick it. Here also you can use fevicol, or you can use the um, uh, what is that they call it, you can use fevicol, or you can even use the E6000. I'll just bring it out. So for this part you can use fevicol, but for later for the next part I don't think I have not used fevicol, so I don't know. So I use this. No, this is E6000. Okay, so I'm going to apply some on the base. Yeah, this much is enough for, because what we are going to do is we're only going to This is going to only stick the paper, right? So this much is enough. I'm just going to spread it all over. So when you're spreading, all these threads also, will stick in this, and then your threads will be safe. Oh, sorry, it is all not in. Okay, spread it evenly and then put the paper at the back. So we'll keep this aside to dry for some time. Meanwhile, we'll start making, we'll have to fix the finger base on this one. See, this is how it's going to look. I already like the look of it. I think when we put the edging, it will be also more pretty. Okay. So in this step now, I have to get some supplies. Our next step is to set up this ring base onto this. So in your case it will be the earring base, but the process is the same. Okay, so this piece of suede that we have, I just want the center point of that. So I'm just going to roughly fold it up like this to get the center point. Okay, just because it helps in positioning our. So I'm going to take a pens, just making a small mark here. This is supposed to be a cloth marker, but it hardly makes any mark. I think a tailor's chalk would have been more better. Okay, anyway, so this is the center. Okay, that's the center. Now what happens is, see, like you see in this ring, this part, you see this flat part must go inside, right? Only the ring must be seen outside. In the same way in your earring also, the flat part must go inside and only the ring, only this outer ring only must be seen outside. Okay, so that's what we are trying to do now. So this one, you see, this is the backing, right? So it has to go inside like this, correct? So it has to go inside like this. So this back will be here in the thing, and then we can stick it like this. Okay, to do that, what we want is, we want to make a small slit here so that this will go inside. So for that, what I will do is, this part only has to go inside, no, not this part. So this part has to come inside the cloth like this, if you understand. Okay, if you want to understand this other way, so this one, right? So this whole steel thing has to go inside, so we need a hole for this one to go inside. So what we have to make is, we have to make a hole just right enough only for the center part to pass through it. Okay, so I'm going to keep this in the center like this, and I'm going to mark it. Again, this pencil doesn't suit me. Let me see another white pencil. Okay, let me see if this works. So I'm going to keep it here like this. Hold it gently and just put a mark here, and put a mark on the other edge also. So we know that, sorry, my hands are coming in between, but there's no way I can do this. Okay, so okay, so these two are the See, when I take it out, these two are the edges. So at least you need so much place, but actually you don't need so much, you need very little lesser than this. Okay, but this is just for my judgment, I have made it there. But when I'm going to cut it, I'll be making it smaller only. See, when I'm going to cut it, I'll zoom in a little bit now. See, when I'm going to cut it, I'm just going to make a small slit, and I'm using this board. This board is a what, self-erasing board or whatever they call it. So anything that does not that does not damage the surface. So take a cutter blade like this, and in the center, see, this is your center, isn't it? So in that center, we'll make a small slit, not even as big as I marked. Okay, only so much. Once again, I am just going to make sure that I cut it nicely enough so that it does not, see, when I cut it, it should be only like, it should be only so much only. Okay, it should not be more than that, right? Okay, even this piece must not have come. So I'm just going to trim that piece, otherwise it will, okay. Okay, see, only so much is enough. Now my work is, see, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this one and try to adjust and push it. This is the same thing that you will be doing with your earring backing also. Try to push it through that small hole that we cut. Do not make any more bigger hole. This much is enough. As you push, it will expand, it will give way, and then it will go inside. A little more push. So what happens is, if you make a bigger hole, you know what happens, then you can see a big hole at the back of your this thing, um, earring, or at the back of your finger ring. Yeah, a little bit. Keep pushing and you will get it. See, got it? Okay, see, this is like this side, and see at the back how neat it is. See, can you see? There is no bit of any place where you can see a hole at all. Okay, so this is how it should be. Don't make it any more bigger. So I was showing you this, right? So then meanwhile there was a delivery, so I had to go attend to that. Means I had to, there was an Amazon delivery. Okay, so see, this is how it will be. Maybe you can see it a little bulging, but yeah, but once we are going to set it on the on our piece, then we will make sure that that also lies flat. And even if it's like that, it's okay. But actually, you know why it is a little bit bulging here, if you can see. I don't know if you can see that clearly in the here. I think you can see, you can see it here, right? But that one is because we did not cut the cloth, we just made a slit. So if we had cut the cloth a little bit, see here, actually what I mean, here in this edge, if we cut it a little bit, even that bulge won't be there. But I'm scared to do it, because if I make it a little more bigger hole, that's going to be seen. So anyway, this is at the back of the ring, and not much noticeable. So now this is ready. So now here also another important step. Okay, so in this piece, if you have something face up or something, okay, not in this one, say, and supposing there is some pieces where there are faces, the coin has a face or something like that, you have to make sure that your ring, the part that you put, has to go inside correctly, correct, because you can't put an upside down or a back cross looking face. So in this, there is also I think there is a bird here. Okay, and I want to make sure that the bird is standing up, it will be straight when when I wear it. Okay, I don't want it to be looking anywhere else. So now this is like this. So I am just going to turn it like this and make sure it's correct. So before even I put it, see what I meant was, see, this must be straight like this. My this thing also must be like this. Okay, I'll have to stick it like this. Fine. Okay, so the best idea for that is to hold, to keep this on your hand and then stick this straight like this. Avaga, this will, see, this one will be straight only, and your piece also will go up straight like this. Okay, now we'll put in more of the E6000. So we have to put E6000 on both the parts because we need it to hold strong now, right? Okay, here and as well as here. And usually my idea is not to put it too much on the edge, because that we are going to make a stitching there, correct? So if you put glue there, stitching becomes little difficult because your needle has to go through the glue. So I don't usually put it on the edge. So now this one, so I'm going to take my scrap of paper, just leave this here. Before that, let me finish this one. Just going to put it all over. Okay, done. Now this one also put it all over, but not on the edge. Yeah, so much is enough. It will hold. So at this place now, see, even no, see these, no, these are the ones which are not very notorious. So I'm holding my thing up straight, and I want to make sure that my piece is also up in the direction that I want. Let me hold it properly. Okay. I'll hold it like this so that doesn't move, and this piece I'm going to lift it up and make sure that I put it in the direction that I want it. Okay, and make sure that there are even parts, edges, like kind of even all over. And now it's correct. See, at this point you can use your fingers to nicely smoothen this out. Use your fingers to stick it also, but don't change the direction. uh, it's correct, I think. Yeah, it's correct. Okay, very carefully press it down. So whatever I am doing for the ring, you will do for the earring part also. Okay, now turn it up now. Yeah, so this is the thread, that tail thread that that's been hanging out. Okay. Okay, make sure that on all edges are covered properly, because sometimes it can move. It can move, and then keep it in the center like this and let it to dry. After it's dried, then we can do the edging, because now we don't want to handle this, because if you handle this now, you know what will happen, the ring base and the other parts will keep moving, and then it will be, you can go out of shape here. So let this dry, maybe at least 1 or 2 hours at least, then only we can start doing the rest of the stitching. Okay, see, I think I already like my work. I think even if there was a black border also, it would be nice. I think if we put black beads at the border for this. So let's see how it goes. And see the back. So the major part of our work is done with a clean back like this. Okay, so that is very important always, to have clean work. So now this is completely dry now. So as we can see here, in all the sides it is dry. So now it's ready to, we are ready to stitch on the edging now. So to start the edging, let me adjust my, yeah, okay, this thread that I had earlier left here for in if I want to check something, I thought I'll keep it here. So that thread is still here, but maybe I don't need now because I have an idea of what I'm going to do for the edges. So I have taken some pearls that I used in the center here, and also I've taken some again some seed beads here in gold color, and these are size 11, not even size 11. I think this is size 10. It is an odd color, odd number bead, but we just want a smaller bead. That is the intention. And I've added, I'm going to take a new needle and different needle and thread to start this. I'm not going to use this because there is less thread here, so there is no point in using that. And now since I don't want it, I can even cut it, but then I always keep it till the end, because in between, if there is some repairs or something that we need to do, no, this will be very handy. So before moving on, what we have to do is we have to cut off all the extras. So to cut the extras, be very careful and make sure that you cut only till the edge of the previous one that you have. So don't cut extra. Be very careful when you are cutting. Just give me a minute. So even if you cut a little bit outside, it's okay, but don't cut lesser than what is already there, then it becomes difficult to stitch. So keep your scissors straight, and most importantly flat, and we'll make sure that we cut it exactly to the edge that's already there. Even if there is a little bit extra, we can trim it later, but we don't want it any more than that, or any lesser than that. See, you see here now, you can see here that the edges are right up to where it of the black one. And if you see anything extra, we can just trim it a little bit. And not that it's necessary, but because when you are going to stitch, it's going to it's like it's going to adjust itself, so there is no need to even do that. So this much is enough. Then we can now start stitching. Okay, so before we do that, this new thread is there, so I have to attach my new thread. Let me adjust my glasses properly. And the light, I think I want it a little more brighter. Okay, to start with, I have to just now, because the thread is the new thread, I have to make sure that I Okay, now to add the new thread, now what I will do is I am going to add it from behind the from inside here somewhere. So what I will do is I am just, see, there is some place where the glue is stuck only till half and there is a little bit of opening or in some places. So just you can even knot your thread at the end here. Okay, just make a few knots. So once you have made a little bit of knot, then I'm going to take it from inside one of them and bring it out. Bring it out in any place like this, okay, never mind, because we just want the knot hidden inside. And I'm going to push this tail also inside. It will go inside as we are sewing, okay. Again, that's, if that's not enough, so let me go once again, and maybe I can push myself out here where I can start my stitching. I can start the edge now, doing the border or the edging. See, because there's glue, that's why it is a little bit difficult. So that's why I don't prefer putting the glue so close. But okay, so you see where, till where I have pushed my needle, okay. So you don't have to be in the very edge, you can be a little bit away from the edge, so that is a safe point. So this is okay, I can see that it is tight now. So now my first starting point, what I will do is I am going to take one pearl, one gold bead and one pearl. Okay, and just I'm going to say, test now and see if this is, if this suits me. So I will just make sure, and I'm, see, my aim is to make a to make a edge or a border like this. So I think it will be good. So I've taken one pearl, one seed bead and one more pearl. So this one, what I will do is I will insert my needle into both the layers. If you can see here, I am going to insert my needle into both the layers, a little bit deeper inside, no need to be on the very edge. See, look here, I am just putting my, I'm just putting my needle right a little bit away from the edge, and here I will also see, if you see, I am so much away from the edge. So but that is okay. That is how it should be. Okay, this one I put it down like this and it has come left. Okay, now again put your needle back into this pearl here. So when you do this, this will be the edging, and this is how it's going to be all around. Now I am going to take one seed bead and one pearl only. Okay, now it's only one seed bead and one pearl, and now I'm going to insert my needle from the front to the back. And see, this distance, where you have to understand how much distance you have to put your needle through will be the distance of the pearl. So however much this pearl is, see, this pearl is only so much, isn't it? So that much distance only you should leave here also, and then stitch here. Look here, you are going to just make a you have to eyeball it. You have to look at it and make your decision how far it will be correct. And if you see here, my needle is right after the edge. So bring it out like that. When you bring it out, again put your needle through this pearl up, and it will be like this. Again, one seed bead and one pearl, I prefer stitching it from the front to the back. It's nothing wrong even if you do like this also. If you stitch from here also, it's correct. But I prefer stitching it here because I can aim properly from the front to the back. That's why. Because I know how much I am going to uh, pushing myself uh, through the backing. Here, okay. Again, one seed bead and one pearl. See, I'm showing you clearly here now. See how inside here and inside here. Fine. And bring your needle out of the pearl. So after doing this one, then I will let you do complete the rest of the circle. See, now I am approaching the end. So as we come to the end also, you have to watch out and make sure that the beads that you are going to add will be mm, correct. Sometimes there won't be place to add the last bead, or to adjust something, so you have to be conscious of that. Okay, so that you won't be left with beads that are pushing against each other and like that. So at this point, you see, I'm going to take one gold and one pearl. Okay, and without stitching, I'm just going to place them side by side like this and check and see if this is enough, or I need to see. Now this bead will come and be here, right? So I think I can add one more bead, or I should decide whether this is enough, so that then they won't, the other if I add more beads, it won't bump into each other. So I think I will adjust with this only, because I don't want the last bead to have no space and be bumping into each other. So what I will do is, I am going to adjust with this one only. Okay, so when I've done this, so what is left is just one more gold bead. Now no need to take pearls now in the last one, so just take one more gold only and go into the first pearl that you added. Okay, and we're not going into any material here, just come out of that now. See, if you add, it will sit correctly, no? So that's why I don't want to add any more pearls there. So now, because I did not finish it correctly, I'm going to go back again and I want to come out of the last pearl that I added, so that I am not left with one of the pearls hanging. So these are all choices that we make. It is not like, should I really do like that or should I not do like that? It's not like that. So when you feel that the passes that you have done through the beads is not enough, so you yourself can go, you can decide and do the one more pass like that. So after I pass it, I'm just going to bring the needle, see, somewhere in between the beadwork I'm bringing it, that because there is no need for me to keep that thread there anymore. So this, you see, is done now. Yeah, you see at the back also, and here also. Okay, so I just brought this thread outside here because it will be easy for me to add some knots in between here and finish it. So this is what is one pattern, right? So now if I want to continue, I can add more, I can add more red color beads around this. One more round I can add in between these gold, it will come. Okay, or I can even add one pearl in between them, or I can add three beads also in between them. So all these possibilities are there. So I'll just show you now. Before that, now this is the last of my design here, but I'll just show you how it will be. So before that, I'll just knot it off. So this thread is here, isn't it? So anywhere in your beadwork you can just knot it. Let me just come out here, and in places where it will be invisible, see here, just bring your thread out through some threads that you can see here. Yeah, see, just bring it out like that and make knots there. Don't push the beads too much, just enough so that you can make some knot like that there. Okay, if you've done one knot there, maybe you can move two more bead or three more bead up as necessary. So move two more beads up like that, and again in that place also you can make some knots. So all these will be invisible, right? So that's why we can, you have to do it invisibly. If you do it badly, I mean, if you take your thread in different directions, it will look bad. Okay, so I made two knots here, which is more than enough. Now what I can do is I can finish it. Now because I have thread, I'm just going to show you how I will add more layers to this if I want to. Okay, so let me move this needle up somewhere else. Okay, I'm just moving my needle up here just to show you, because this is later I'm going to cut it off. So since it's here, no, so if it's here like this, what I can do is now maybe, I can add three beads in between like this, just showing you. I can add three, or maybe I can add one. So can you see here? Like that you can keep adding more layers as you wish. So that is one of them. So let me just add only one pearl also and show you how it will look, or maybe even one red bead also you can add. So my red beads are not nearby here, so I'll just add one pearl and show you how it will look. Only one pearl. See, it will, you can add one pearl all around also. So after adding the pearl, again there is more possibilities, again you can make more patterns and like that. So all that we can, it can't be covered in one lesson. So I'm just giving you the possibilities. When you are making on your own, these are the choices that you have, and when you want, you can use them. Okay, my thread was here. Now instead of cutting it here, I'm just going to bring it out under all those layers to the center or wherever possible. Yeah, if there is paper, no, it won't, it's difficult to pass through the paper layer. Wherever you can pass it. Okay, so just bring it out somewhere like this and cut it very near there. And then this also I don't need, right? So I'm just also going to trim that off. So with that, before anything else, I want to secure my needle. Okay, and you see, and if you want to, you can even run the thread once again. We could have done it also the same path, you can go again, but that will be a little more tedious to go through the cloth and all that. So but this much is strong enough because it is nylon thread, nothing is going to happen. So this is the final effect. So if we are going to put earrings, we'll be putting a different kind of backing because it's a finger ring. It's like this, okay. So time to wear, and okay, I want to put it on the finger ring, okay. So it looks like this. I always like big finger rings, so I don't mind making them. I don't know about others. Maybe I need to open this up a bit to go into my finger also, right?